Unmanned aerial vehicles might be the eighth wonder of the world. They offer capabilities that weren't possible decades ago and protect lives in ways that can change battle forever. However, there's one problem. These wonder machines have grown too big to fail. They've transformed from dispensable aircraft capable of critical side missions to full-size jets costing more than manned aircraft. If they will remain the crucial assets they are, they must return to their old ways while remaining as capable as they are today. This is where the XQ-58A Valkyrie comes in. The XQ-58 Valkyrie is an experimental stealthy unmanned combat aerial vehicle designed and built by Kratos Defense and Security Solutions for the United States Air Force's low-cost attritable strike demonstrator program. The program aims at designing and building unmanned combat aerial vehicles faster and more cost-effectively than before. The speed of building the Valkyrie, which was just over 2 years after receiving the contract, and the projected unit cost as low as $2 million, makes the unmanned aircraft exactly what the doctor ordered. While $2 million isn't exactly a low number, in a world of $136 million drones like the MQ-25 and $180 million drones like the RQ-4A BAMS-D, a $2 million drone is quite cheap. Of course, the larger drones have significantly more capabilities, but the capabilities of the XQ-58 are sufficient to be a game changer on the battlefield. And thanks to its low cost, the U.S. Air Force can build an entire swarm of them. Kratos officials have said that the company can produce between 250 and 500 XQ-58s a year, far more than any major military aircraft today. To achieve this, though, the XQ-58 must first prove itself. 5 test flights were planned for the unmanned aircraft in 2 phases to evaluate system functionality, aerodynamic performance, and launch and recovery systems. It had its first flight on March 5, 2019, and it's been one successful test after the other ever since. On July 23, 2020, Kratos received another contract from the Air Force to compete for the Skyborg program, alongside General Atomics, Northrop Grumman, and Boeing. The Skyborg program set out to field low-cost, almost expendable, loyal wingmen to escort 5th and 6th generation manned fighters into battle. The XQ-58 is currently a major candidate for this role, and if chosen, it'll be the U.S. Air Force's next-generation collaborative combat aircraft. Collaborative Combat Aircraft. Collaborative Combat Aircraft, or CCAs, are the unmanned loyal wingmen section of the U.S. Air Force's program for future air dominance, known as the Next Generation Air Dominance, NGAD for short. The loyal wingmen will harness cutting-edge disruptive technologies such as autonomy, machine learning, and artificial intelligence to support manned fighters in executing their missions. The loyal wingmen can perform a variety of tasks during missions, from carrying weapons and flying ahead to provide intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance to electronic warfare and even striking targets directly. Fielding such aircraft in their numbers is one way to achieve comprehensive battle space surveillance and agile combat employment from different altitudes at different angles, making mission planning dynamic and flexible. These are benefits that the U.S. Air Force cannot afford not to have. The service plans to spend over $6 billion over the next 5 years on developing CCAs. The Air Force is expected to launch a competition in 2024 to decide which contractor will develop these aircraft. The XQ-58 is expected to make Kratos a likely contractor for the job. The 2,500-pound aircraft can carry payload almost half its weight, reach speeds up to 652 miles per hour, hit a service ceiling of 45,000 feet, and fly across a maximum range of 3,500 miles. Impressive numbers for an unmanned aerial vehicle of this class, and it backs it up too, with action. By March 2021, the XQ-58 had completed not 5, but 6 successful flight tests, including one testing its weapons bay by releasing a 27-pound Area 1 Altius 600 unmanned system. Impressed with its performance, both the U.S. Marine Corps and the U.S. Navy have ordered 2 XQ-58s each for some in-house testing of their own to determine how well the aircraft fits in their respective programs. The Air Force continues with its tests too. Swift as you like, the goal for the U.S. Air Force is to have CCA design actually in production by 2028, with the XQ-58 in service as the CCA The service plans to acquire at least 1,000 units to escort 500 fighters into battle. The configuration for this is straightforward. Each manned fighter is escorted by a pair of collaborative combat aircraft to give a single manned fighter the ability of a small fleet. The 500 manned fighters in question will include 200 5th-generation F-35 Lightning IIs and 300 6th-generation NGAD fighters, the air superiority fighter of the future. Air Superiority Fighter of the Future. NGAD stands for Next Generation Air Dominance, which is exactly what it's made to achieve: air dominance of the next generation of aircraft. To achieve this, an entire suite of new technologies must be produced, including sensors, engines, battle management strategies, weapons, and a brand new next-generation manned fighter. Known as the NGAD fighter, this new beast of a machine will be at the forefront of the U.S. Air Force's plans in the sky as their air superiority fighter of the future. To fulfill its role, the fighter wields the widest array of jaw-dropping capabilities such as